Really something. And yesterday, no persistent contrails, just some gray slime, that heavy amounts of it that went to the north, wasn't right over us, but the stuff's back again. See it? Yep. See those are cumulus type of clouds. We had a little bit of rain or drizzle last night. And what's above it? Yeah, you got it. Jet Cirrus. Tremendous amount of it. And if you look right there, see the Cirrus-like material? That's slightly lower than the true Jet Cirrus and slightly above the darker clouds. So it's, once again, it's freaking everywhere. 360 degrees, horizon to horizon. Little buzzer. Yeah, I have a number on that guy, but he's not listed on the FAA registry, interestingly enough. Snizzle, trying to get it to show up against that dark car. I mean, it's funny, I'm laughing, but it's not really ha-ha funny, is it? Later, same stuff. Does that look familiar? Lower altitude clouds, and then at 30,000 feet, slime, and the sun trying to get through. And the snizzle, and the sun trying to get through. And the snizzle is gone. 20 seconds of snizzle. Alright, it's Sunday, the 8th. I'm not sure what the date is. Yeah, 17th. It's Sunday. It's cold. It's windy. It's mostly cloudy. Normal cumulus clouds, except, see that stuff in there? All that weird, that's their stuff. See, it comes down and then it just permeates lower altitudes. It's like it's not clear. It should be clear between those clouds. This is winter with low humidity. It's like it's not. See how gooey it is between all that stuff in there? It's just cracked. Look at this line. See? That's pretty well defined right there. It should all be like that, but it's not. What happens down there? It's all goo fuzzed out with their fall cirrus, which is now considerably lower than what cirrus should be. That's probably just, maybe 8,000-10,000 feet. I don't see any jets, I can tell you for sure if they come in on the landing line. But see the sun rays coming through that crap? That's the stuff. And it's perverted all of that material. It's like it's tons of it in there. And now as we look off to the north and the west, it's becoming once again one dense film. And that's what we had last night. It was all dense felt, which left around 2 or 3 in the morning, and it was clear for a while. And then this is the stuff. See, the Jet Cirrus is everywhere. See it? Look at it. You can really see it there. And where is it? It's not, this time it's not above the clouds. It's in the clouds. Which, again, remember, Edward Teller said the stuff comes down and it has to be replenished constantly. So if it comes down, where does it go? Yeah, down. Into this. Unbelievable. It's just, well, this later, this really shows it. Jiminy Christmas. Look at that. It's up, man. Normal clouds, and then it's just like goo from here to outer space. It's 12:23. Is that guy, the red, black, white, and red one? It's on autofocus, but that's who it is. But Jet Cirrus, gray slime. See it? Or what? Gonna stay blind? I don't want to see it, man. It can't be real. It's real. It's right there. See? It's all under there, too. All that stuff. That's it. It's freaking everywhere. Right there. That should be normal right there. It's not. It's completely perverted by this stuff. Look at it. Look at it carefully. Look at it closely. See, it's come down even lower, and it's blocking our view of that normal cloud. That's how much of this stuff is, and it's very windy. They're not controlling the atmospheric speed right now. What happens? It just blows around. Blows down, comes down, and then it affects lower clouds. Where it starts, attracting water vapor from the clouds themselves and the surrounding air. So forming this freaky, evil cloud and ruining the other cloud. That can only be, you know, it's above 30,000 feet. Real Cirrus. Okay. 4:30. Are we back to normal? Is it back to normal? Gee, it sure looks like it's normal. Look over there. Normal clouds and a quasi blue sky. That's it. You know, see through that. Normal clouds, you can see through between them to blue sky or bluish sky. So I guess this is back to normal. It's like, oh wait, no, it's not. Look at that. See? And not only is it up there, but see again, it's come down. You can actually see right here, this is a pretty good shot. See right there, this crap, this stuff is fallen in front of it. See, so that's what I mean by it descends. Now what do we have over here? Like a quasi-normal cloud, but it's over here, it's pretty crisp. Well, what happened? That's the stuff, it's in it. See, and it comes down in front of it right here. And what does it do to it? It turns it all to goo. That's the problem. It's all like, see over here how gooed up it is? But over here it's crisp. That's normal clouds. That's abnormal. Highly abnormal. Right? Normal-ish. That's normal. But that's the stuff. That's not normal. Normal. That's it. On the left, you can, you know, it's pretty blue, but the stuff's up there. It's just, you know, blue. It's pretty good blue. But over on this side, see? Fall Cirrus. Jet Cirrus. At lower altitude. Why? Because it fell. How did the ice crystals fell? The cirrus clouds fell, right, to whatever these are. And I can't tell you exactly what they are, but I would estimate they're like 5,000 maybe. Maybe 5 to 10,000. No higher than that. I mean, this is the major route for Reagan National. I can get a pretty good feel of what those are. But, you know, it's implied directly by the fact that you have to continuously do it all year long. It has a pretty long residence time, as he calls it, but you know, long is not eternal. And there it is, coming down and messing with the lower clouds. Still up for the most part. You know, there is some more of that stuff up there, isn't it? Right, about 15 minutes later, it's like, definitely, that's normal. Now, the conditions are exactly the same as they were, you know, an hour ago. Exactly. Wind, humidity, temperature. Clouds these are the same type of clouds, but they don't have that stuff in them. What would change? What could change so much that these would now become totally different, you know, or devoid of that material or shape that was so bizarre? What's changed? That now that they're like this, there's like the first jet I've seen at a pretty high altitude. That's not that high. Okay, this is pretty cool. Here's the evening. The sun is set. There we are. That's the stuff that was normalized. Well, if we look a little further on, see that? That's the perverted material that goes up in there with the gray slime in it. Now what's right above it? Yeah, a counterclockwise vortex of gray slime. Jet Cirrus. See? See how that kind of almost relates to it right there. The amount of clouds, right? It's all like nothing. There's a teensy weensy bit of rain. Mizzle. Mixed mizzle and snizzle. It's not just over up. Alright, Monday, 10:16. Here's one for the cynics. It was real clear. I'm going, huh, this is weird, but you know what? Not anymore. There's a team of two. Yeah, right there, and there's one right there. And then what's that right there going across? You got it. What's coming up behind us? I better put this out on time lapse because it looks like they're getting busy. That one's dissipating, but what's following? It's a team of two right there. And they're totally doing it. Oh shit. And it's dual compound too. I'm on autofocus, but the top stuff's cloud making. The bottom pair is the probable magnetic particles colliding along the line. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on a tripod. Cool, huh? Stopping for a second. Most of these appear to be magnetic conductive particle emissions. So, which is harder to see because this is wide angle, but nonetheless. Alright, but there's a ton of gray slime out there, so maybe we'll watch that. Do a little time lapse on that stuff out there. This guy's got, again, the magnetic particles that are going to be colliding. Looks like most of them have been this today, except early on. Which is typical. See, that's a pattern that's now developed a lot. It's like they do the heavy cloud ribbons in them earlier, and then they just come and do this stuff. And then everything gets calmer and calmer and smoother, and there's no any wind patterning. That goes a long way, doesn't it? And just to show you a collision, so you can be sure that's what the stuff is. Remember, attracted, hits the line, then they snap apart initially. It's a high rate of speed. Same deal. That's Air Force. Just cruising through. We're the same out. Driving back from Bethesda. Here's your 4-engine monstrosity. I couldn't film him while I was driving, but yeah, that's it. That's definitely, there you go. And that's a tremendous volume. Then there's really no hiding its effect. See that? Springing apart at hundreds of feet per second. See? It's because they're attracted to each other. Bam. Good girl. Good girl, Tiffany. Right. So that's because they're attracted. So I think it's probably magnetic powder, which is super cheap, and it's, you know, industrial. It's they can dye it any color they want, so it'd be dyed white. Pennies per ton. How come the others weren't doing that like that? It's really something in it. Look at that. See, if the wind were blowing it, they'd both be affected in the exact same way. Not just one line. And notice they never go above or below. Never go apart. They only collide. See, that's because they're attracted to each other. Got it? See it right there? Cut. Bam. That just sprang apart at 400 or 500 feet per second. And this guy's gotten very, you know, kind of hazy. There's some, you can see jet Cirrus right there. Yeah. Up to the north today. But again, see the persistence of jet Cirrus. That one faded, and one's dissipating, but the one above is clearly, you know, it's got, looks like church. And again, you know, this is now it's got a real tracing paper effect in front of the sun, even stronger, and that's typical of this stuff. And they start spraying that magnetic particles powder up there, when they do a lot of it, this always happens. And every one of them, even though it goes away, it increases the effect, because the stuff really doesn't go away. It's just gotten thin, so it's a big sheet of it. It's gross. See, this morning, you know, before 10, it was all cloud making stuff, the big ribbons, and then after that, it's all this. The conditions, the sky conditions, humidity, everything's exactly the same. Nothing has changed whatsoever. Except it's getting even calmer up there. A compass surge. Now, I hate to have to break that off, but this guy's been flying around and around. He was behind me and left and right, and I just want to show. And you know, now that sucker probably is about $5,000 to $5,500 per hour, and it's still just cruising. I've been watching it, but I have the choice. I'm going to film this. What am I going to film? Right. It's a security tour. Okay, the sun sets and the lights off the stuff, and you can't even see any of it. Okay, the jet Cirrus is finally coming here in larger amounts, and it wasn't made around here, so it came from much further away. We're going to see how much there is by watching on time lapse, and so how can it last for so long? It's a change in meteorological conditions.